And I go back to a visitation that I had one day with the Lord when I was talking to him about a couple that I knew who were married, had all sorts of prophecies about them and about everything they're going to do in the Lord. And then infidelity got into the marriage. They ended up divorced and such. And some time went by, 6 months or so. And so I had a visitation with the Lord, and I asked him about the prophecies, about all the words, because this was a couple that, I mean, we'd have a guest speaker at our church, and that guest speaker would pick, say the husband out and give him a word. And it was the same word that some guest speaker from 3 or 4 months earlier had given. And I mean, it was powerful and it was real. And then suddenly they divorce and everything that happened. So it's like, okay, how are these words going to come to pass? So I asked the Lord one day, I asked him specifically about that. And he looked at me and he said, some prophecies won't be fulfilled in this age, but will be fulfilled in the next. And I said, I need chapter and verse on that, Lord. And he referred to Isaiah 65 that talks about the lion laying down with the lamb and everything. And he said this, he said, there are prophecies. He says, there are many words in the Old Testament that completely skip over what you call the church age to be fulfilled in the age to come. So why is it so hard for you to believe that a prophecy given to someone in this age would be fulfilled in the ages to come? And that cleared up so much for me, because I was just thinking about sometimes, you look at the life of Moses, and we have the idea, if you got your idea of Moses' life from the movie, you get the idea that Moses learned of his call as the deliverer when he was 80 years old in front of the burning bush, but that's not the case. If you look at Acts chapter 7 verses 22 through 25, Stephen tells us that Moses at age 40 went and ended up killing an Egyptian. It says, for he supposed his brethren would have understood how that God by his hand would deliver them, but they did not understand. So at age 40, when Moses killed that Egyptian and buried him in the sand, he already knew he was the deliverer. It was just he tried to help God. He tried to make it come to pass in his own strength and his own timing, and it cost him 1/3 of his life. And so there's a lot of people out there who are doing the same sort of thing, where they glow red hot for the Lord for a time, and then maybe sin or error or something creeps in, and then a part of their life is gone, and then they come back to the Lord and they say, oh no, I've missed God completely. I just want to encourage you that there are prophecies in the Old Testament that speak not of this age, but the next age to come. It leaps over this age. And so maybe you've had prophecies, maybe you've had words from the Lord and promises from the Lord, and you think, oh, is it too late? What's going to become of all that? I just want to encourage you that you're already in eternity. You're already right now a citizen of heaven. So whether those words come to pass in 100 years or 500 years or 1,000 years, you're already in eternity and they'll come to pass. So I want to encourage you with that. I'm on my way, as I said, here in the Netherlands right now, tomorrow back over to Vilnius, Lithuania, and around Lithuania for a week. So I may or may not be back next week, but at this same time and same channel. But right now I'm in beautiful Netherlands and having a wonderful time in Amsterdam, and greet you later. Talk to you later. Hope that's been a blessing.